Well, of course, Las Vegas has received an outpouring of community support since the tragic events of 1 October. They range from people waiting in line for hours to donate money to people coming together just to help each other out in any way they can, and all the amazing tributes and benefit concerts that are planned. So it's fitting today that it's actually World Kindness Day. Here to give us tips on how to make kindness last, not just during a tragedy, but throughout the entire year, is Kathryn Orford. And Kathryn, how are you?
I'm awesome, and I'm just so pleased to be here on this special day.
Well, I know we have a lot of national holidays. I think this is a fantastic one. And, you know, we've all talked about how, you know, in the last several weeks, through this horrific event, the best of humanity has come forward, and we've seen so much good and so much kindness. But you really want to hope, you know, with this day and with the events we've seen, how to make that last, not just with a tragedy, but having people change the way they treat each other, their neighbor, their friends, right?
Exactly, and I think it all starts with how we treat ourselves. And I know for a fact, you know, 28 years ago, I was laying on the cold tiles on my bathroom floor, chastising myself for not being able to organize my own suicide properly. So I was not being kind to myself. As I came through that, interestingly enough, my biggest nightmare turned into my biggest gift, and it often does if we look for the gift. So I think if we can actually start being kind to ourselves and then allow that ripple effect to come out to the community. But I think it all starts with self and treating ourselves with love and respect. And as you said, it's not just one day. It's like, how can you wake up tomorrow morning and go, what can I do to treat myself tenderly with kindness, and what can I do for someone out there in my community, whether it's my neighbor, bringing in the bin for a neighbor, just doing something like a random act of kindness.
I always talk about, you know, being softer on each other, because you never know what that person's going through and whether they're dealing with massive depression, or, you know, just, you know, being kind to the person who you're getting coffee from, or a neighbor, or just that colleague you didn't, you know, normally talk with, but you were a little bit kinder to that day. That can have a huge impact.
Massively so. Just talking to the checkout chick at, you know, the supermarket and saying, oh, you've got beautiful blue eyes, saying it genuinely. We don't want to make something up, because someone always knows. They feel it in their gut if you just think, And you know, to see someone light up is just so incredibly special.
And we've seen such a campaign too in the last couple of years about how being kind is so cool, especially in schools. I mean, we've talked about this anti-bullying, but we keep seeing things on social media and people, you know, keep being, you know, cruel to people. But it's so important, excuse me, whether you're a child or an adult, to keep positive affirmations towards each other.
Yes, yes. And I think a lot of it does come from low self-esteem. You know, the bullying comes from not feeling great about ourselves. Social media these days, you know, there's a lot of compare and despair going on. Oh my goodness, they're having an amazing life. What about me? I prefer to call it compare and dare. So compare and dare to be the best version you can be. That's going to lift your endorphins. You're going to feel better. And if you feel better, guess what? That then sprinkles out into everyone around us.
It sure does. So let's make World Kindness Day just a motto that you'll go through every single day. So, Kathryn, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Thank you. All right.